How's it going, guys? Grimsie42 here, and today I'm going to show you guys a pretty big haul of games that I was able to pick up from a store called the VGX. Let's check it out. Alright guys, to give you a quick backstory on all of these games and how this all came into play, basically a store that's about 3 hours south of me in a place called Du Bois, Pennsylvania. I almost said Texas there, I don't know why. But anyways, Du Bois, PA. They basically, a really great store. I always wanted to visit it. I came close when I went to see the Nintendo Quest movie in Du Bois, but unfortunately the store was closed that day. So it was always on my list of stores to check out. And I noticed a post on Facebook from them basically saying that they were looking to retire from the video game business and that they were going to be closing their stores at, like in a month. So I was actually off from work that day. So I said, oh man, I better head down here. I don't want to miss my opportunity. And they took really good care of me. I got a ton of stuff. I'll show you guys what I got here. Definitely some good stuff and some stuff that I needed for my collection. So let's get going. The first thing I noticed is they had a lot of complete or boxed games, and a lot of the prices on them were really, really good. Some of these are just, like I said, fillers or holes that I needed in my collection, but nonetheless. First one is NASCAR 2000. Next one is NBA In the Zone 98. MRC, which stands for Multi-Racing Championship, I believe. Next one is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. After that we got Fox Sports College Hoops 99. That was a decent little pile of N64. Next we're going to go into Wii U. Basically I have decided that I'm going to go for a complete Wii U set. My logic behind this is that there's only about 150 games as of right now. I have the hardest ones to get, that being the Hyrule Warriors and Mario Kart 8 limited editions. I got the other hard to get ones out of the way, like Devil's Third. I think it's a lot easier to get now. They finally re-released some, which is good because I wanted more gamers to, be able to actually get their hands on it. But like I said, I do think that it's going to be a rather small library with the NX coming out soon. I don't think the library is going to top 300. It'll probably be between 200 and 250 unless they, keep releasing shovelware for it like they did with the Wii. Even after first party support ended, they just kept putting out games, so I'm hoping that it's under 300. But anyways, I picked up two games. They had two pretty uncommon games. This first one here, there's actually none in my area at the local GameStops, and I remember it being like a dime a dozen everywhere, and then it just vanished. A lot of the Wii U games are doing that. And this one is unfortunately not good, but I'm a fan of the series. It's the Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Kind of a rushed first-person shooter, but still cool. I like the subject matter, so I'll definitely give it a try, but pretty happy to get this in the collection. This next one is actually a really funny story. At least in my area, and from what I've seen from eBay, it's very difficult to track this down and quite expensive. On eBay it goes anywhere between $60 and $90. Very, very hard to find, and I don't think this had a very large release. Nintendo tried to make it like a digital-only thing, and then I guess eventually release this physical version. And the funny part is that driving up to the store, I actually kind of visioned in my head, I really hope they have this game, and I really hope I pick it up, because Du Bois is kind of a smaller, I don't want to say middle-of-nowhere town, but pretty much middle of nowhere, at least to me. And I was hoping that a few games would get lost in the, in that town, and looks like they did, because I was able to pick up a copy of Wii Sports Club. And basically, Wii Sports Club is pretty darn hard to track down. This is actually one of the hardest Wii U games to find. And anyone who doesn't believe me, definitely go on eBay, and you'll see there's only a couple copies usually, and it's just something you don't see. I don't remember ever seeing this in stores, so I was very happy to pick this up. So if you guys see this for cheap, definitely pick it up. I got this for, I think, $30. Next ones here are a couple of Wii games that I picked up. This first one here was just super cheap, so I picked it up. It is really not good from the reviews I've seen, but it is Battle Rage Mech Conflict. And unfortunately, I checked the reviews after I bought it. It kind of looks like a Virtual On type of game, but unfortunately I'm told it's not good, and according to the reviews, it's not good at all. The next one I was actually trying to pick up a used copy because I already have a sealed copy of this. I picked it up a few years back, but believe it or not, the owner of the store, when I picked up the used copy, said, "I'll tell you what, I'll give you a new one for the price of the used." So I wasn't going to argue, and it is a sealed copy of The Calling, and this is a pretty cool survival horror game from Hudson Soft. Unfortunately, I don't have a ton of information. Like I said, my intent was to purchase an open one so that I could play it. So I guess what I'll do is I will find a friend who has an open copy and wants a sealed copy, and I'll just swap them, because like I said, I was just trying to get a copy to play, and pretty cool that they gave me a sealed one. Next, I'm going to do PSP games. I've really been trying to beef up my PSP collection. I've been, putting some effort into it. It's a really cool system to collect for, and the fact that I now have a Model 3000, I can actually play on my TV, so that was a huge incentive. I really don't like portable gaming. I don't like relying on batteries, and I don't like the smaller screen, so really happy to kind of get that ability to play on the TV with the 3000 model, and now that I can, I've been looking for some games. So I picked up 5 games for the PSP. First one is Darkstalkers Chronicle of the Chaos Tower. Typically, it just looks like another Darkstalkers game. Really good graphics, really fun. I never really preferred this game. I thought the characters were kind of not balanced, at least compared to Street Fighter. Just my opinion. I'm more a fan of like Marvel vs. Capcom, the fast, flashy arcade. But it still was a pretty good series. I remember playing Darkstalkers 3 a lot on the PS1. The next one here, I think this is the one that's good. There's a couple on the system that are supposed to be good, and I think this is one of them. This is Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops Plus. And definitely happy to get this. I'm a huge fan of the original Metal Gear, and I played the second one. I have yet to play Part 3 or 4, and I have not played 5 yet, so definitely looking to get some of those out of the way. I think it's called the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection, so I have most of them, so I'm going to slowly trickle away at them. Next one here is Metal Gear Acid 2, and this one looks really cool. It's kind of got a unique art style, if you can see there. Pretty interesting. This next one I actually want to get for the PS1, but for now I'm happy to have this, and it is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. And last but not least, I think I was most excited to get this one. This is actually an Atlas title, and it looks to be an RPG of sorts. It kind of looks like a strategy RPG. But definitely really cool to get, and it's Nights in the Nightmare. So really cool art. Atlas always puts out good stuff, and this one was like $5, so that's another cool thing about the PSP. You can get the games and not pay a ton of money, so totally excited there. Alright guys, the last pile of games I'm going to show you are all boxed or box complete Super Nintendo games. So I'm going to jump right into these. Definitely happy to get some more Super Nintendo games in the collection. A lot of people have been asking me, now that I've finished my NES set, if Super Nintendo is my next goal, and just being honest and being transparent with you guys, as of right now, it's not a realistic goal for me. I've got about 300 Super Nintendo games, and probably 150 to 200 of them are complete in box, but with there being 700 plus games in the library, and with Super Nintendo prices skyrocketing, I don't want to set a goal like that, because that's too far down the road. I probably will make it a goal when I get around 500, so at that point, until then I'll trickle them in, and when I get to 500 I'll probably commit to making it an actual goal. Right now what I've been focusing on completing is the N64. I've also been working on Sega Saturn, Sega CD, and actually I think the one I'll probably wind up finishing first, if not N64, is Master System, because it's a very small library. So those are the systems that I've been dabbling in, really beefing up the libraries and trying to get closer to complete. Anyways, on to the Super Nintendo games. First one here is Jurassic Park. And some of these I had already, but I didn't have the box or manual, so I bought them, and now I've got a few extra cards to trade. Next one here is Boxing Legends of the Ring. Okay, next one here is Gary Kitchen's Super Battle Tank War in the Gulf. Next one we got is F1 Pole Position. After that we got Vegas Stakes. Next one is Super Godzilla. Really cool art, but I'm sure the game sucks. A lot of the Godzilla games do. Next one is really fun. I actually played this with Shady J at MagFest maybe 2 years ago, and actually kicked his butt. It was pretty funny. It's the Tecmo Super Bowl 3 Final Edition, and Tecmo Super Bowl is always good times, so really happy to get that one into the collection. Next one here, I'm told is uncommon. I cannot confirm. If you guys know, let me know. It is Beethoven, the Ultimate Canine Caper. Next one is something I was really happy to get, and I'm surprised I didn't have in my collection yet, and it's Aladdin, and it's a really, really clean one, so definitely happy that one of the cleanest ones happened to be Aladdin. Last and certainly not least is a game that I already had a cartridge for, but now I have complete in box, so I'm super happy, and it's Earthworm Jim. So really, really happy to add that one to the collection. Pretty big Super Nintendo haul. I guess it's 10 complete in box games, so pretty cool to add 10 more. That's, 10 more out of the 700 out of the way. I really like the store. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. I know I did say that they were retiring from the business, but I just saw a message recently that they were able to sell the business and that they will be at the store for the first month to kind of help onboard the new owners. So I will link some information below so you guys can check them out. And if you're anywhere near the area, definitely recommend you give it a look. They had a lot of really good prices. A lot of those games you saw, like the Vegas Stakes and stuff like that, I was getting these for like a couple bucks. So to get complete in box games at this point for that cheap is just something I couldn't resist. And there was still a ton of stuff there. I, only had a limited budget, so I grabbed what I could. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching this and sticking around to the end. Let me know what some of the pickups you guys have been getting recently are. I know at least where I live it's cold, so it's the cold months, if you will. No garage sales, no flea markets or swap meets, so the pickups are actually not as high as they usually are, but still some really good stuff here. And again, guys, I appreciate you watching, sticking around, and hanging out. Thank you for watching. Take care.